Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy, and on my channel I share with you my spiritual journey and how the Lord has delivered me from spiritual attacks, and basically my testimony from the time I got saved to date. So today I want to share with you my journey to university without paying a dime. So I was thinking of going to university, and basically I did not have any money at all. I didn't even know how I was going to really survive. And I was working at a bank, and at the time, it was really in my heart to go to university. I'd worked there for 4 years, and it was no time for me to move on. But during the time, I did not have the money. And I remember one day during the summertime, leading up to, the start of the university, I was on the teller line and I was speaking to God in my heart. And in the day, I got a vision. And in the vision, I saw like two hands holding onto my hand. And it's like the Lord was speaking to me, the Holy Spirit was speaking to me and said that once I hold on to these hands, I will not have to worry. Even at that point in time, I still wasn't so sure how I was going to make it to go to university, but it was really in my heart. And I remember in September of the said year, there was a morning that I went to work, and it was impressing in my heart. It was like, it was something that was just bubbling and I couldn't take it anymore. And I remember I was sitting on one of the high stool in the teller line, in the teller section, and I jumped off the high stool and I went to the manager's office and I said to the manager, I said, Sir Leakey, I want to go back to university. And he was talking to me and he was saying, yes, that's a good idea. And he said, I think you should work on it for next year. But I said, sir, I want to go to university now. And at that moment, I thought he believed that I was joking. And then we were there talking, having the conversation. It was about 8:45 to 9 o'clock in the morning. And at the end of the conversation, to my surprise, I was writing the resignation letter, because usually you have to give 2 weeks notice before you leave the organization. But there was just a level of favor that was around me that time. And after I was talking to the manager and explaining the situation to him, I was a very good worker also. I guess he understood, and I wrote the resignation letter and I was just watching everything in slow motion. My co-workers, they came around, because at that point in time now I started this the supervisor came and they were doing the check off, because I was checking off my tail, because nobody expected it, not even myself. I was basically resigning my job to go to university the said day, if you understand what I'm saying. So I was giving in my keys. They were checking off the cash. I was taking back the cash into the treasury, and everything was, it was like closure. And then I gave in my IDs and all the things that I had for the bank, and I was supposed to go home to get the uniform. So I said, okay, on my way back to the university, I would just take the bags with all the uniforms. And by about 10 o'clock, when my parents saw me coming home, they were surprised, because I didn't tell anybody what my plan was, even though it wasn't even something that I planned to do. It was a spur of the moment thing. So when I reached home, I told my mother that I'm going to university, because I had basically applied already. It's just that I didn't have the funding to go, and I really didn't finalize in my mind. But every year I would have applied to go to university. But this year was the year that I could not take it any longer, and the Holy Spirit was really impressing upon my heart that it was time to move. It was time to move. So when I reached home, my mother was like saying, am I sure, or am I going to manage? We don't have the money. And my mother was really crying, because it's like everybody thought that I was mad. How dare I leave my job to go to university and I didn't have the money? Long and short of the story, that day I packed some clothes and I went to the university. I had already applied, and I went to the accommodation section, went to the administration section, and they looked at my application and everything was good for me to start. The only thing is that they told me that, okay, I don't have the money, I can pay in installments, and I can do that at the end of the semester also. So I was there thinking that, I was gonna get a job, try to get a job on campus or, in the neighboring communities and so on and so forth. Long and short of the story, none of that happened. I went to school without any money, but by the end of the first semester of school, I did so well that I got called for 8 scholarships. 8 scholarship, and at the end of the day, I got a scholarship for 4 years that was able to fund my entire university year and also left me some change after I finished the 4 years that I was able to live on until I started working back at the said bank. I mean, I saw the favor of the Lord upon me because I took that grand leap of faith. It was never ever easy, but during university, I kept seeing the hand that was holding me at the beginning and the hand that told me that if I held on to that hand, I will not, fail. And that was exactly what I did. The Lord kept me through university. I was also a part of the student union executive, and because of that, you get certain privileges, lunch tickets, and I was able to give away my bus pass to children who were, traveling off campus because I lived on campus for the 4 years. The Lord has kept me through university, and I'm just here to encourage someone who might be thinking of taking that leap of faith. Maybe you want to leave your job and go to another country, or you want to go to university and you don't have the money and you don't know where it's coming from. If you have the Lord on your side and you talk to the Lord, don't think about the money. The money will come. Because once you take that grand leap of faith, the Lord is going to open up the way for you because it's all for His glory. I took the leap of faith and I went to university. I got my degree in finance, and now I am able to testify that the Lord has kept me through university. So I'm here to encourage someone. If you're having that prompting within, if you're having that feeling in the belly, and you feel like, yes, this is a gut feeling, I need to do this, take the leap of faith. Because the greater the action step of faith, the greater you'll see the manifestation of God working in your life. So I hope I encourage you today, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.